Hello and welcome to our restorative yoga class. I'm Caren Baginski, and this is a 15-minute practice for soothing stress and alleviating symptoms of anxiety and worry. Of course, you'll need some props, so gather up what you need and meet me back here on your mat. You'll need 4 blankets, a round or flat bolster, or one of each if you have them, access to a chair or couch, an eye covering, and 2 yoga blocks. We'll be practicing 3 restorative yoga poses and holding them for an equal amount of time to support our body's natural ability to heal and to relax. So for the first pose, it's called supported reclining pose. You need a lot of things, but it is well worth it. So let's make our way to the bolsters first. If you only have one bolster, again, use the flat bolster. But first we will set up the round bolster, if you have one, on 1/3 of your mat. Grab your 2 blocks. Highest height first, the back of your mat. Lowest height closer in. And find your flat bolster and make a bolster ramp right on top. You need to move the blocks around, maybe even angle them 45 degrees so that you're completely supported here when you lie down on your back. Find your first blanket. A basic fold is when you fold a blanket 3 times. So do that, fold it a 4th time, and then fold it a 5th time. Place that at the very top of the bolster ramp. Grab 2 more blankets, and from the basic fold, take it 1 more time, find the long side, and just roll it up for a rolled blanket. You'll place 1 on either side of the mat. Find your way to the last blanket. Open it into basic fold, take the long side and roll it up. So you have a longer rolled blanket, and place that at the very edge of your mat. Now that we've got the basics set up, let's come into the pose. Sit against the bolster ramp. Drape your knees over top of the round bolster. And if you didn't have a second bolster, you can use a large pillow or more blankets. The ankles go on top of the rolled blanket, so they're slightly lifted. Keep the rolled blankets by your sides. We'll use those in a moment. Scoot up pretty close as you lean forward against the edge of the bolster ramp. And then just exhale and ease your way on down. From here, it might feel like your low back is arching significantly. So lift up, tilt your tailbone under, and smooth out that curve. You can adjust the blanket underneath your head so that your forehead is slightly higher than your chin. And it doesn't feel like your chin's all the way up toward the ceiling or sinking all the way in toward your throat. Let's grab the blanket rolls by the sides, and you can do 2 things. You can drape them over top of your thighs, place your hands on them like you were in a reclining chair, or if this feels like too much effort, not comfortable, you can rest them by your sides and place your arms this way. Elbows on the rolled blankets and fingers draping over the edge. Once you set everything up, close your eyes if that's comfortable. Making any last adjustments so you're even more comfortable. And that might mean legs a little bit wider apart. Relax your tongue. Smooth out the forehead by letting go of the eyebrows, letting go of the eyes in their sockets, relaxing your cheeks, jaw, and lips. Until it feels like you can truly sink into the support of the props. Allow the messiness and busyness of the mind to be here, if it is. But you're still soft. You're beneath the rush. Let the outside world release its grip on you, just for these moments that we're spending together. And find your way into silence now for some time, observing and being and breathing until I bring you out. Become aware of your breath, wherever you notice it. If your hands are on top of the blankets draped on your thighs, drop the blankets now to the sides. Bend your knees one at a time, taking your feet perhaps to the bolster. And if it's a round bolster, you can roll it away. Place your feet flat on the floor. Start to open the eyes gently. And use the support of your hands, tucking your chin in, lift up. You can cross at your legs if you like, if that's comfortable, coming to a seat. And as the torso is upright, just noticing and breathing. Anything that's here with you, it's okay to be here. We'll start to move on to our next position, but take your time, go slow. Move the round bolster off to the side. Unroll the rolled blanket. Take the 2 rolled blankets, move them off to the side. With that longer rolled blanket, open up one more time. Turn around to face the bolster that you still have here. And take the blanket onto the mat with a little bit of overlap on either side. Blanket comes off the bolster ramp. Blocks also move off to the side. Flat bolster, place it lengthwise up in front of you and start to spread your knees wide into supported child's pose. We're going to use one of those blankets and fold it on top of the bolster. So from the basic fold, make a rectangle fold by taking the long sides together and then just draping that on top. Scoot closer to the bolster, knees on either side. If your ankles tend to feel heavy or uncomfortable in this position, you can simply roll up the edge of this blanket and provide a little lift for your ankles here. Inhale and feel the spine a little bit longer, and then just exhale, lower on down. Let the elbows rest significantly in front of your knees, so there is a lot of softness in your back. A cheek comes to the bolster, palms down, and give your full body weight over into the props. If your head is lower than your hips, build up the support of the bolster, perhaps placing blocks underneath it, so that you are not the one doing the holding. Let the props hold you. After you've found that position that works best for you and your body, close the eyes. If that feels secure, and rest. I'll let you know when you're halfway through so that you may turn your other cheek to the bolster. Moving just your head. Inhale, lift and slide your chin across to the other side. Rest your other cheek down onto the bolster. Become heavy again. Relax the breath. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Inhale, turning the chin back to center. Bring your hands closer toward your knees, lifting your chest. As you raise the hips, walk your knees back into a table position. Stretch out through one leg at a time, tucking the toes under, until you feel all of that subtle lightness and energy move back into the knee joint and beyond. Sit back on your heels or any position that feels comfortable. And we'll move into our final position, which is legs up the chair. I'm going to grab my chair, make your way to your chair or couch, and we'll get started. Okay, now that you're close to your chair, we'll keep the blanket on the floor like we did for supported child's pose. Take one blanket underneath your head or a very thin pillow. This is a square fold blanket in case you're curious. And I've got 2 blankets on top of my chair, and you'll see why in a moment. So sit close with your feet off to one side, and then just swing your legs up and hook your knees to the edge of the chair. You want your calves fully supported and your feet pretty level with your knees. So I have to use 2 blankets in order to make that happen for myself. Scooting up even closer so that your hips are underneath your knees, lower down onto your forearms. Adjust the blanket underneath your head so there's some space underneath your neck, but the base of the skull is supported on the blanket. And then the arms go wide with the palms up. A lot of space in your armpits. If you feel like your knees are poking up and they're not quite touching the support of the chair, then go ahead and add blankets underneath for full support. Apply your eye covering now if you're using it, or simply close the eyes. And relax any gripping that might be unintentionally happening in the hip joints, in the knees, and in the ankles. And feel your low back getting closer to the floor as you exhale. Feel the navel rising as you inhale toward the ceiling. Spend a few moments just watching that play of breath. A natural ebb and flow. And your body still, even during that movement. Your attention receding again away from what's out there. And placing that attention in your body, in your heart, in the spaciousness at the chest. Feel almost as if you are diving beneath your skin. Letting all responsibilities fall away. Releasing any sense of what you need to control or manage or change. And instead, just finding yourself as you are. This moment. Resting. Relax any micro tensions in the face. Let your breath breathe itself. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. Just be. As you're ready, bring attention to your thumbs and run your thumbs across the rest of the fingers, opening and closing the hands, maybe stretching the arms overhead. Decide one side of your body to roll onto. Bring your knees inward, heels toward the edge of the chair. And carefully roll to that side, off of the chair, resting into a fetal position. Thank yourself for taking this time for you to slow down and rest so you can recharge. Show up in the way that you want to for yourself and for others. Push into the floor, slowly come up to a seat. Let the eyes start to open and take in your surroundings. Any comfortable seat as you return from our practice. If you like this practice, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments how it went for you. I would love to hear. You can subscribe to practice together again sometime. Such an honor to be on this path with you. I'll see you next time.